The Weekend Breakfast Show, 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday with DJ Foz on Dorset's Riviera Radio.
Five, four, three, two, one.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
And there we are. Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the tardiness of our late arrival. We were sat here all waiting for Reese, who isn't with us for that long, and he can't even get here on time. But apparently, he's off to see his missus tonight. So I think he was having a quick warm up wank while we were waiting to go live. is that? I mean, then he said I was sat in the studio and I forgot to enter. I thought, I hope he doesn't really do that tonight. Are you warmed up there, Reese?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, I used to say to my wife, I said, "You go upstairs while I just lock up and get yourself ready." I said, "If I'm late, just start yourself." Anyway, so here we are, another weekend, and we're going to say hello to a few people that have popped in, and that is Craig, Paul, Ronald, Nate, and Spencer are all in early. And can I just say, I don't know if you can see this, guys, but I was contacted earlier by Steve's brother, George, I think it is, asking me to share this with everybody. It is Stevie Bowser, our young goalkeeper, being interviewed, and I'm trying to get him on the station here as well for an interview about what it's like being a youth player. Anyway, somebody that's probably forgotten what it's like to be a youth is Clibbo. Good evening, Clibbo.
Good evening. I'm just trying to get that bit of sick out of my mouth thinking about Greece.
It was a bit of, what was that film? Something About Mary. It was. I've got visions of Something About Mary now.
Oh dear me!
I'm
trying not to think.
It.
I can't sit still long enough to watch a film, mate. This is about as long as I can sit still, so I don't watch films. Loads of classic films I've never watched.
You need to just get on YouTube and just go, there's Something About Mary classic scene, and you'll know why I was referring to that at this point. Paul's joined us. Chris, thanks for the vid with Kieran about the money. I've got to say, very scary indeed. And the poor guy, he'd done 7 or 8 interviews that day. He forgot he was on with me, so joined me at 9:30 instead of 8 o'clock. And then he had to go off and do Radio 5 Live at 11:15, and he doesn't get paid for any of it. So we do say thank you to him for joining us. I tell you what, Leicester City had a bit of a race last weekend, didn't they, Clibbo? A bit of an early coming. We beat Bristol, and then it's all back to normal. You're going to get this whole show, Reese. Yeah, I mean, what happened, Clibbo?
Well, we just reverted back to type, didn't we? I mean, it's clear and obvious to me that it's a strain for them to do anything out of what their comfort zone, which is terrible. They're professional footballers. I don't think he covered himself in glory, Rowett, for the QPR game. I think he made a few very crucial, I would say, costly decisions. That's not to say that the players shouldn't be going out there and applying themselves in a professional manner, working hard every single week. That's despite what money they're on. They're in a job. They love that job. They should be performing come what may, whether the money's there or not. If they're not good enough, I can accept that. But some of the effort, it's just not there. And that's what brings me to the conclusion that, like you said today, the Brexit vote, 51, mate, I'm definitely in the 51 going down camp. And unfortunately, I don't like to think that negatively, but I'm seeing nothing after a win. You get a win and then you get all excited and then you're coming crashing down to earth. And that's been the order of play all season. So I don't really see it changing.
I mean, Reece, one swallow doesn't make a summer. Well, that's what your girlfriend told me anyway. But, boom, ching. That's the last one, I promise you. God, I'm getting a rant video made ready because if he picks Ayew tomorrow, that's it. I've really done with him.
Yeah, it's. I keep saying this that there definitely is something in his contract that he's saying he has to play, because if you're telling me a normal, not even a Sunday league manager would be dumb enough to pick him every week, then there's something going on there that we don't know. But if you remember, last season he was complaining that he weren't getting a lot of minutes in, so maybe there's something in that. So, but no, he can't start another game. But I think he will start another game this season. So, but because I do think there's something in his contract, and I'm going to stick to that, because there's no way on earth that we've had 4 managers pick him like week in, week out. So no, there's something going on there that we don't know about, I believe. So, but we'll have to wait and see tomorrow.
And Clivo, he has played the minutes. He's just not done anything when he's come on the pitch. I mean, he had his uses, which was falling over, breaking the game up, getting us free kicks in dangerous position. But he's not even doing that anymore. He's just taking up somebody else's oxygen, isn't he?
He's not doing anything. My feelings on Ayew. I don't think I've been shy in coming forward about saying it. Okay. I'm not one of these people that likes to slag my own players off, because at the end of the day, they're wearing a shirt with a fox on, and so you have to get behind them wherever possible.
Players make it so easy for us, don't they?
Well, look, it's like I said at the beginning, if players are not good enough, but they put effort in, you can kind of excuse it. It's not their fault that they're being picked, but if they're putting effort in, and it's not quite coming off, you can kind of see, like when we went down last time to League One. But there is nothing that he does. He makes no effort. He's too slow to be playing in this system for a start. And he's constantly out of position. I mean, if you look at the freeze frames in certain positions where we're in the attack, I mean, he's nowhere to be seen or anywhere in the vicinity that he should be anyway. He just kind of plays where he wants. He's the maverick that you don't want in your side.
He is. I mean, I'm just wondering, I think there is possibly another explanation here, Reece, and that's that he's being paid, or the club are being paid by Daka to pay him, because by playing Ayew, it actually makes Daka look half decent.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me at all, to be honest with you.
It's not looking good. Talking about not looking good, who remembers the game on Boxing Day? Reece?
I do, yeah. Yes, I was there.
Were you there? I mean,
just another classic example of starting really well, but then one goal goes in, one mistake, the team just capitulate, and it's happened all season. So, it's not just a manager issue. It's happened under a lot of managers now. But we keep repeating the same mistakes week in, week out. So, they're not a bad side. They're on a bit of they're on a bit of a run at the minute. They're pushing for those playoffs late on in the season, so they're going to have something to play for. They've got dangerous, quick players, some experienced top players, and a little player that we might know called Nampalys Mendy in the squad. So, I'm sure he'll be rolling his sleeves up, ready to hopefully get a win, because the way he was treated, I think it was disgusting, actually, to be honest with you. So he'll want to get one over us. So, but no, I'm not looking forward to. I'm not hopeful, but I'm sure we'll get onto the predictions soon. Which, so yeah.
Oh, excuse me, I'm just about choking there. This was over Christmas when we probably realised a decision needed to be made then. Clibo, but as always, no decision was made. I mean, we had an awful Christmas, didn't we?
Well, it's been an awful season. I mean, this is the thing. There's been the only consistent thing is that we've been shit. I mean, you can't even say, this part of the season we had a bit of a patch and then it dropped off. We've just never got started. I'm just looking at Watford's last 10 games, actually. They've won 3 of their last 10 games, lost 4 and drawn 3. So, I mean, obviously they beat Wrexham 3-1, but they're not in tremendous form. But they'll probably make us look like Morecambe Town.
Yeah. If that good. I mean, what you were saying, Reese, about why is the reason, that these people are being picked. I don't know if you probably have seen this. About Faze here saying that he felt the team was being picked from above, and he was, the manager was being told not to pick him. And I just thought it was because he was totally and utterly shite. But obviously not. But I don't know whether that's. I just can't see any manager who's got any sense of self-dignity saying, yes, I'll let you tell me who I can put in and who I can't put in.
Well, it's, there's been multiple players, ex-players like Ben Foster, they've gone on podcasts and admitted there's clauses in contracts saying that certain people have to play. So, we know it's a thing that's happening. So it would not surprise me at all. And it's like I say, if you keep picking the same shit, you're going to get the same results every week. So, the likes of Abdul, attitude stinks. Mavadidi, attitude stinks. Winks, attitude stinks. And these players keep constantly getting picked. Harry Winks has fell out with 3 managers, still keeps getting picked. So what does that tell you? It tells you everything that needs to know everything that you need to know that's going on at our club at the minute. So Ronald's just put a comment there. Fast his attitude. Yes, his attitude was bad, but look at him. He's flying at Monaco. He's just played Champions League football against Paris Saint-Germain. So can't be that bad then, can he? But a lot of players that come here, and Uncle Clibo's mentioned this in the past. When we've had certain strikers, Slimani, Kramaric, Daka, Tom Cannon, players like that, they've all been ruined. We've ruined players. So is there more to that? Is there not in their contract saying that they have to play or something like that?
Well, let's hope that this is the sort of thing that this James Macron will sort out. We've already said, haven't we, that this Apuko being given an extra year is so that we don't lose him for no money.
I know for a fact he pushed the Kevon Gray deal. I know that for a fact. So that might be the route that he's going, and my sources told me he's outstanding. He's a full package centre off. So it's good that we've got him down on a deal. So I think that's the route that we're going to go in the summer, League One or the Championship. We're going to go for the academy products. We've got no choice now. We've got no choice. Spend money. We've got to get these lads through. We've got no choice.
It's interesting.
Do you go for them now though, or do you wait and until next season?
I think at this stage it's a bit of a it's a bit of a lottery, isn't it? I mean, at some point you might have to just go, well, this is not working. But it's interesting. I was watching that Shane Flynn.
Yes, I watched that as well.
Now that was interesting because he was asked which players do you think were going to be exceptional, and 2 players he picked out we're absolutely lambasting week in, week out, and that's Thomas and Jakob. He said they were outstanding. So that's another thing. What does that tell you?
You're talking Luke Thomas, not Silko.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, look, it is all about opinions, isn't it? Somebody's. I mean, look at Chilwell. We hated him when he was at England's #1 left back. It is just about opinions. But I'm looking at this here and these stats, and again, the thing that still scares me, Reese, is the fact that when you look at, we have lost 26 points from winning positions.
Yeah, again, it's just fragile mentality, snowflakes. The squad's full of them. The squad is full of them, and it's mainly the high earners. Whenever they play, we get results like that. Again, and the classic example, we start brilliantly against QPR. We picked up where we left off from Bristol City. But yet again, one mistake from the centre-back and the goalkeeper, and the team's heads drop every single week. So, it's like they're scared to make a mistake. We've had teams in the past, they make a mistake, we move on. But what I'm noticing with the younger players that we've had, like the likes of Louis Page or Badialuko, where Badialuko got sent off, Louis Page, whenever he's given the ball away, they keep going because they've got that mentality, right, I need to keep trying, I need to keep pushing on. And they've got that attitude. And the energy levels always rise when they play. So, it says it all, really.
It does. And the thing is, Clibbo, we're looking at that. We've got Watford in 9th. We're in 23rd. And I know, all right, we've got 6 points deducted. We still wouldn't be that much higher. But when you look, they've scored 50. We've scored 51. So the problem really is, I know we say about Daka and Ayew not scoring, but the problem isn't that end of the pitch. It is the defensive side. I mean, after what happened, and we'll come to Kate's team later, but are you keeping Jakob and Nelson in the team for Watford?
You've got to balance it up, really, haven't you? Because we were saying this about Okoli a few weeks ago, that he was having game after game where he was just being a bit useless. We persevered, and he's kind of all right. Nelson's had a couple of bad games for his standards, but maybe he does need some experience next to him. So in my eyes, I wouldn't drop him. It's a balance as well with young players, isn't it? You can't, if you've trusted them and built them up, and then you take them out of the team, and this is somebody who Rowett praised very highly. It could do more damage than good. So for me, he's the better out of the two, for sure. So Okoli would come out of my team, and I would keep Nelson in. However, if he does have another stinker, then you've got to kind of cut the rot off at source and just rest him. Jakob will be playing tomorrow because Begovic is not quite ready.
Do you think, though, Reece? I mean, it is a tightrope that managers have to walk, because we complain because he dropped a Luko because he got sent off and had that problem. We've not really seen him since. But if he sticks with Nelson, and he makes another mistake, then it's, oh, for fuck's sake, why didn't he drop him? It is a no-win situation for a manager. I mean, who'd be a manager? I mean, probably 30-odd thousand every other week down at the King Power. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. The thing is with me with Nelson, he's not had a consistent partner alongside him. He had Yannick for a bit. He got injured. Then Okoli's come in, who's not really an experienced defender. I'd like to see him with Lascelles. And then Lascelles can, just say, right, hold your position, you stay here and point. point where you need to go and all of that. And I think Nelson needs that, and I think Nelson would thrive with a partner like that. And Paul's just said it there. Lascelles next to Nelson would help a lot. I completely agree, because we're lacking that experience and that captain material. And again, I would give Lascelles the armband. I really would. If he can stay fit, I would give him the armband.
Hold on to that thought, because that's down for me questions for later.
Oh,
So we will come back to that. Look, we've conceded, like you can see, they've conceded 46. We've conceded 60. They've had more shots than us, 70 odd more shots. Again, 50 odd more on target. Are you? The passing accuracy is pretty much there or thereabouts. They've gained 26 points from a losing position.
Wow.
Yeah, so you put that with the fact that we've lost 26 from a winning position, and whichever way the game starts, we're up shit creek, Clibbo, aren't we?
Well, that's quite ironic, that, isn't it, really? That you almost want them to go ahead looking at that stat and just come fight back. It's just, that's terrifying. But let's not sugarcoat this. Watford are shit. They're not a good team. Their results tell you that. Their place in the table tells you that. The standard of the league tells you that. And it's going to be two shit teams playing each other. Who's got the best team on paper? Us by a million miles. It's the application. And that is all this league is. A sprinkling of decent talent and application. And that's why good championship managers remain championship managers and never really get into the Premier League, because they're good at that. And I just think it's about who applies themselves on Saturday.
Well, Clibbo made a good point there. I know it's a shock, but you make a good point that it isn't the best championship we've seen in for a while. And if we're saying Watford is shit, we know compared to them QPR is shit, and yet QPR took us to the cleaners virtually.
well, it's like I've said this many a times. They've not got Premier League contracts. Majority of our players have got Premier League contracts, so they can't be asked because they know they're going to be off in the summer. These players, like at QPR, Watford, team at Wrexham, Hull, they're playing for championship contracts. So they want to keep that wage up. So they're never going to earn Premier League money. Abdul's on Premier League money. Mavadidi, Winks, Vestergaard. Craig's just said it there. Players don't care. No, because they know they're going to get a move in the summer, so they're not asked. And I'm telling you now, teams like Hull this year, Cov, Middlesbrough, Millwall, and Ipswich, they would get nowhere near past championship teams like the Reading in the 05-06 season when we went up the first time. Those teams would murder these teams in the championship. Now the quality has just dipped, but the quality of managers has gone up. They know how to get them going. They've managed their attitudes, and they pick the right system for these sort of players. That's what a good championship manager does, and that's why these teams are up there fighting.
Indeed, I can't argue with that. As you look at that table there, let me ask you this, because I'm looking at the table, and I think I've got the table that I can bring up for you. We'll go to that now. Even if we had the 6 points, we're not going to be a lot better off than we are now. We'll be 6 points better off. We'd still be in a battle, wouldn't we, Clibbo? The thing is, What's going to fucking happen with this? Because we're down to the last 8 games. We've got a waiting on a decision. Do we, if a decision isn't made by the end of the season, do we go down? And then suddenly, you can have those 6 points back now. But it's too late because we're down and somebody else has come up or somebody stayed up. It's a farce, isn't it?
Well, it is. I was listening to your and Kate's show earlier, and it affects it gives people anxiety. It gives clubs anxiety, doesn't it? Because they don't know where they stand. It's about planning. You've got to be planning now for next season. And that can affect performances if you don't know where you are and what you're doing. Yeah, things can go south if you're not careful. And I think where Leicester City are concerned in terms of the points thing, for me, very simple. Forget it. Play as if that's what you are now. Don't worry about it. But unfortunately, there are players that's going to get into their heads. So that's where I think Rowett probably will come in handy. I think he'll be able to sort of distract those sort of things. I mean, because, at the end of the day, we're not only talking about, will we get the points back? We're talking about we could lose another 2 points. And now that is anxiety inducing in itself, because let's be honest, if we lost any more points due to, appeals or whatever, I mean, I'm just surmising because I don't know, but I don't know how legally it works. But if that was to happen, you would say that you've got no chance of staying up, because it's going to be within 1 or 2 points either way, isn't it?
And you've got no chance of doing it because you're down to maybe the last 2 or 3 games. But this is why I don't think we should have appealed. I had Kieran Maguire on, like I say, on Tuesday, and he says that the EFL are waiting for us to see what happens with the Premier League, and depending on what happens with the Premier League, they may then come after us, and we could even start next season with a minus points deduction. Like Sheffield, not probably as bad as Sheffield Wednesday, but that's the far end of the stick, if you like, that it could be that bad.
Well, yeah, another thing that sticks out for me as well, Sheffield United last season, they started on minus points. It was done at the start of the season, so they knew where they stood. Why didn't we get that?
Yeah.
Is it because the EFL are being pricks and they want to just suffocate us because of how we've behaved in the past and stuff? Or is it us being egotistical pricks and not dealing with the fact that we've broke the rules and we're being punished because we were successful, we're being punished for this and that, and I'm sick of hearing that. I'm fed up of hearing that.
Well, I think some of it was the fact that we got our accounts in late, which didn't help us.
Exactly. So we've created problems for ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's either the EFL being pricks or we're being pricks and being egotistical maniacs, basically.
I think it's probably both.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because look, it pissed me off that Chelsea have suddenly got a fine, if you like, and apparently there was.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised, but they should have had. To me, look, there's a thing. Apparently, again, according to Kieran, there's a thing in the rule book for the Premier League and the EFL that if you are owned by an owner that is worth over a certain amount, then you don't give fines out because it's just a drop in the ocean to them. Like if you find when Amabridge was there, even if he was being all up front and everything, a fine wouldn't. He'd give it out of pocket change, wouldn't he, Abramovich? But you look at the two at the top there, and I got this because I said when I was talking to Kieran, I said, how do you say that the Premier League is corrupt without saying the Premier League is corrupt? Brackets, allegedly, brackets. And because he actually shot me down on that, saying, be careful what you say.
Well, of course he's going to say that. Of course he is, though.
Yeah.
Of course
but I actually, when I did this to go on the social media, this is the 5th attempt with AI finally saying it wasn't legally breaking any laws. The only risk is the fact that I've got the proper badges up there, but hey, there we go. But it is a joke, isn't it? And like I say, it's not. You've got to say, as Kate said, she's not bothered about the other teams, how it affects them. But if you're a fan of the other team, if you're Oxford and you finish in 21st and you stay up by 2 points, and then we get a couple, 3 points back or whatever, and they go down, they're just going to be as pissed off as we are, because again, if that comes too late for them to do anything, the division is being decided. And yes, you can say, we've got what's the word I'm looking for? We've been naughty and what have you. But surely they keep convening these fucking committees. Why haven't they got a department that just that's all they do, so that when it comes in, they're there, they're ready to go, Reese, and within a month or whatever maximum, they go right. This is the answer. This is what This is what's going to happen.
Again, I'll say this straight. It depends what they bring to the leagues. If you're Man City or Chelsea and you bring a lot of money to that league, they are going to take their time with it. But if you see their Leicester, Forest, Everton, and other clubs, they're keen to get them done because they don't bring the money to the Premier League like them big fish do. And this is why I said, like, is anyone surprised about Chelsea? Because I'm not surprised at all, because they bring a lot of money to the Premier League. They're one of the Premier League's big dogs. They're not going to punish them, because then if they get relegated to the Championship, that's a whole bucket of money that they're going to lose out on. So, of course, they're not going to get punished. Here is 50 million quid fine, whatever, keep it hush-hush and all of that. But teams like us, Everton and Forest, not so big. I mean, respectfully big clubs, but nowhere near the size of them.
No. I was about to say that, then. Are you not counting us as a big club anymore? But no,
I never said we're a big club. I said we're a bigger club than when King Power took over.
I'm only winding you up. But look, it's true though, Clip. I mean, look. Let's say Manchester City catch Arsenal and win the Premier League this season. Is that a story?
Yeah.
No. Well, I don't think it is. But compare it to Leicester winning the Premier League. Which of those two title wins will have brought more interest in the Premier League and created a bigger story? Man City winning it yet again, or Leicester City winning it for the first time?
Well, I'm coming at from a different angle, Chris, and I'm going back to the fines and all the bullshit attached to Man City, because I think what you'll find is if Man City do win the league, that's going to create a lot of negativity. I think people are going to start to go, hang on a minute, that's another title they've won while they're under investigation.
Yeah.
I think that will create a lot of tension.
All right, well, but a lot of people, Clibbo, are saying, I'm reading, I mean, whether they're just being in the sky or not, but Chelsea should have everything that they won during that period taken away from them.
I mean, it's difficult to do it, isn't it? I mean,
let's say we'd come second that season and Chelsea had won it. Would you then, how would you feel if they came along and said, oh, sorry, Leicester, you came second, but you're actually now Premier League champions. Here's the trophy.
I do believe that if you've cheated, I mean, you remember watching Ben Johnson smash the 100 metres, right? And we all thought, wow, that's amazing. He was quickly found guilty of drugs, and was it Cole Lewis who ended up getting the goal?
Yeah.
Right. So that's fair for me. Guy cheated. He used performance-enhancing drugs. He tried to gain an advantage unfairly to win a gold medal.
It was found out.
It's no different. It's no different. We cheated to get promoted, and we got punished.
I get what you're saying, but with that, Ben Johnson, it was found out while the games were still going on. He was tested afterwards. It was all shit. You've got drugs in you. None of the, it's there. It's like when you're trying to bring drugs through customs. Not that I've ever have done, of course. But if the sniffer dog finds drugs, you've got drugs, and that's the end of it. But look, this is another show, I suppose, really. But you mentioned this earlier, so Reece, I'll come to you. This is the form going in. Does it worry you at all?
That's QPR, mate.
Is it?
Yeah,
it is.
QPR.
It is.
Yeah, silly.
I know. Well, you see, I've got that much time waiting for Reece coming in. that I didn't know what I was doing.
Shocking.
Let me have a look. I've had a bad day today.
No, I'm sorry.
Right, let me have a look and see if this may well be right. If it isn't, then I have what's that one?
That's QPR
No,
again.
I obviously didn't save it. So let me tell you, going into this game. Oh, for fuck's sake, what's going on? Going into this game, we have won one, drawn two, and lost two. They've won two, lost two, drawn one. Although there's obviously the big gap in places, I'm not saying that particularly worries me at all.
Well, yeah, it is worrying. We've not, we've not been good enough, and they score a lot, but they concede a lot of goals as well. So it's going to be an interest. Well, I say that. I mean, I said that last week, and what happened? We got fucking pumped 3-1. So I do try and be the optimist when it comes to our club, but I can see an absolute pasting tomorrow because they've got something to fight for, and they've got more hunger than what we have. So, but I don't. My brain's a bit fuzzled by it all, to be honest with you. So I don't know.
I mean, you say they've got something to fight for. Fucking hell, we should have, shouldn't we? Really, when you think about it. But right, let me come on then. This is. I took a look at the teams that were around us. I did it for the prediction league, and please to God, let this be the right one. Yeah, this is the form table now. To me, Clibbo, I've said Sheffield Wednesday we know are down, so we need two teams to be worse off than us, so that we can survive.
It's
According to this,
worse, though, isn't it?
well, it is. But this is the form table at the moment. Now, Portsmouth are below us, and of course, we're playing them in a couple of weeks' time. So when it comes to the form table, Portsmouth are in 21st. They haven't won a game in the last four. We are in 18th. We've won one, drawn one. Exactly the same as Blackburn. Blackburn are above us purely because they're a B and we're an L. But I watched Blackburn, Tibber, the other day. I don't know if I told you when they played Oxford. They were awful. How they won at the weekend, I don't know, because they were awful last week. And Oxford, you'll see where Oxford is now in a minute. They were so good. I've got to say, if I'd bet on Oxford staying up.
Yeah, I've got them to stay up. I think our problem is that, like, ideally we want to be playing the teams around us because, they're 6 pointers essentially.
Yeah.
My issue is that there is a hell of a lot more pressure on Leicester City to win those games than there is Portsmouth. Portsmouth are not going to go into administration by going into League One. They've done it. Mm-hmm. They know how to do it. They've coped with it. They'll build a team. They'll come back up. They're going to be a bit.
And they're owned by Disney, in fairness, so they've got a bit of money behind them.
Well, I mean, they're just in a position where it's not going to be too much of a pay cut for their players. For us, it could be the existence of our club within a couple of seasons. And that's not being over dramatic, given some of the things that I've watched and heard from various sources. But so that worries me when we play the likes of Portsmouth. The pressure is on us, and we have seen all season when the pressure's on us, we're not great.
Yeah, I mean, Richard says the teams around have fight. West Brom. The thing with West Brom is that, look, they've won one, drawn two, but those draws need to be wins for West Brom. And it's like they dominated against Southampton, and yet they let Southampton equalise, and they lost 2 points into the 94th minute. And they seem to be they can't seem to sort of hold on to the leads when they get it. And I mean, am I clutching at straws here?
You might be, mate, because I think I've watched them. I've actually watched them the past 3 games. There's a lot more fight. There's a lot more better patterns of play about their game, and they've got a guy in there in the dugout that's a West Brom legend, let's say, or is a West Brom icon, and he knows the club. He gets the club, and he'll instill that in the players. You know, we have got a former player, but he's not really a Leicester legend. Gary Rowett, James Morrison is a West Brom icon. The fans adore him. And, you know, the fans have something to get behind. They've got a club legend in the dugout, and, you know, that'll create a buzz around the ground as well. And, you know, he's got the passion to instill in those players what it's like to play for West Brom, because West Brom are a very good sized club. You know, they're one of the founders of the of the footballing league or whatever it was. So I've got my money on West Brom staying up. I have.
You're not telling me that there was football before the Premier League, are you?
Oh, I do my research. No,
I think there's many people out there that think that football in this country only started in 1992.
Well, I'm a proper football fan, not like these 18-year-olds that jump on the bandwagon.
Exactly. Talking about you again, Clibo. Right, let's have a look. 2 more teams that are in or around us, and that's Charlton and Oxford. This is where it gets a little bit horrible. Charlton are in 10th. Oxford are actually top of the form table. I mean,
yeah, it's a bit frightening that.
It is, isn't it? I mean, you've just said West Brom are probably potentially better than us. Oxford, when I saw them play Blackburn, they made Blackburn look absolutely. They made them look worse than Leicester. I mean, that's how bad it was, you know. And I just, when I'm looking at them, I'm looking for positive things, and I just can't see them. And
my issue there, and it's like what I just said. If we don't, I heard you talking to Kate about, you know, scores tomorrow, and I think she said 1. I think she said 1-1, and it's a point nearer the 12 to 15 that we need. My issue is that if those teams, you need teams to be worse than you, obviously. Now, if they're one place in the form table below you, or one place above, it's not really it's gonna be very, 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 very close. But when you look at the teams around us and they're in first, they're miles better than us. So it is a matter of how much worse these teams need to be.
I mean, it's an obvious. I mean, this is the question that always gets asked at this time, and you know, you will probably say, Reece, that it applies to every game, but this is a must win, isn't it? A draw, to mine, and I said this with Kate, I don't think a draw is good enough.
No, I agree. I mean, I think we're already down. I do think that with my head we are already down. We're gone, but tomorrow we'll put the final nail in the coffin if we do lose. But I do think we'll lose, and I think we'll get absolutely pasted about. Well, I'll get onto my score soon before I come off, but yeah, that's my feeling. If we don't win, a point's nowhere near good enough because we'll stay in the relegation zone.
Yeah.
And
then you start seeing that gap appear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I hope you're. You said you put your score in before you come off. You're not still wanking, are you?
No. Silly twat.
I can't argue with you, mate. I can't argue. I mean, there's 3 of us in here tonight, and we all think there's a bigger chance of us going down than staying up. And it's horrible to say this, but we do need results to go our way. We've not been too bad in that, when we lost or when we drew, other teams weren't winning, so it wasn't too bad. But the weekend, everything went against us, really. But these are the matches that affect the other teams around us. So tomorrow, I mean, there's a game on tonight, obviously. Tomorrow morning at 12:30 kickoff, there's Blackburn versus Middlesbrough. I'm going to. I know we did the prediction league yesterday, but I said these are just the games that affect teams around us. I went there for the Middlesbrough. I went for 3-0 to Middlesbrough. Can you guys see Blackburn getting anything from that?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I
Yes,
think Middlesbrough. I think Middlesbrough. I'm going to go 2-0 Middlesbrough for that one. I think they need it more.
You think Blackburn can? I mean, we're looking at Middlesbrough, and again, it's a must-win for them because Ipswich are right up their backside.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's why they'll win.
Yeah, I understand where you lads are coming from. There's a need to win for both teams, but I think Blackburn will give everything they've got, and I think they'll get a 1-1 draw out of it.
Right. I say I
Possible.
went.
I really do, because they've got fight. Yes, they're awful. They're piss poor, but they've got fight. They will fight for the ball. They'll make the game ugly. Middlesbrough will try and play their nice patterns of play and quick transitions, but Blackburn have got fight. They'll stick foots in there. They'll get stuck in, and I think they will scrape a 1-1 draw.
For me, it depends which If the Blackburn that played against Oxford turn Oldham, if the Blackburn that played against Oxford turn up, then it will be a stroll in the park for Middlesbrough. This is a worrying one for me as well, and I have gone 2-1 to Bristol, but unfortunately that was a heart rather than a head because we need Bristol to win. But if Bristol turn up like they did against us, this is the West Brom win, isn't it, lads?
Maybe, but I think this is a 1-1 draw. I think it'll be a scrap. That's right.
I've got 3-1 West Brom.
Really? Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I have. Yes. And I'm not even speaking from, I'm not trying to be as negative or anything. I'm just trying to speak the facts that are coming out from Ed. I think they'll batter
No,
them.
that's fine. I was sorry. When I was saying it wasn't having a go at you, I didn't think you'd go for
Bristol
that.
City are fucking shocking. Yes, West Brom are shocking, but Bristol City are in the worst form ever, and West Brom are just on the up. I think they'll win.
I agree with you. I have gone 2-1 to Bristol, but like I said, that was a heart because it would do us a favour rather than
understandable.
Because I agree. I think West Brom will destroy Bristol, if I'm honest with you. Charlton, Norwich. Norwich are up there, I think, in the top 5 in form at the moment. Charlton, they started well, but I mean, look, they're dropping now. I mean, Charlton are on 48, so they're on 10 more points than us, but they are catchable. I think 50 and above, you're pretty safe. So, like QPR, Sheffield United. I think even Preston probably. But Charlton, depends which Charlton turn up. But I have gone for a Norwich win here.
Yeah, I've gone. I think 1-0 Norwich. This one, another tight game.
I'm sorry, Reece. Sorry,
I've got 1-1.
You got a draw again.
Yeah, I think this is where, again, Charlton have had dips in form, but they're both safe. Let's not beat around the bush. They are both safe. They're both safe and secure. They'll be in the Championship next season. I don't think Charlton have got any worries about being dragged into it. I really don't.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 shitter teams than what they are.
Well, this is the thing, yeah. And on that point, you're quite correct. I do think they'll be safe. They are one of the teams I quite like. But like I say, it always for me depends with Charlton which one's going to turn up. But I think they probably will have enough to stay up. But I'm still saying they're catchable if they go on a bad run. QPR, Portsmouth. I've actually gone for a draw for this one. I mean, QPR were good against us, but let's be honest with you, we would make the OAP 3rd-11 look good, wouldn't we? You just determine no goals for 4 games. Come and get 3 against us. So QPR aren't that good.
I'm going to disagree with you, Chris. I don't think QPR were good against us at all. I think they scored 3 goals.
We made them look good, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they weren't good, and I think what you've just done is equated that form for this match. And I unfortunately, I think Portsmouth are better than QPR in terms of what they've showed over the last few weeks, win, lose or draw. and I think Portsmouth win this 2-1.
I actually went for a draw, like I say, but I think it could go either way. But I think, and I have actually put a P next to my 1-1, meaning that I think Portsmouth will be the stronger team. But I have gone for a 1-1. Reese, what about yourself?
I've got a 2-2 draw, two pathetic teams, two shit teams.
Yeah.
I will say, though, when Portsmouth came to the KP, I was really impressed with them second half. They changed it up. They were getting battered in the first half. They changed it up, and they actually could have won the game. So, yeah, I've got 2-2 here, and I think Portsmouth will show that grit and fight to get a point from the game.
Yeah. I'm going to say, they had a good second half, but then we make everybody look like they have a good second half, don't we? Just hold on to half time, lads. We're playing Leicester. Second half will be ours. Now, Southampton, Oxford. This is interesting because, like I say, top of the form chart at the moment is Oxford. Second place in the form chart is Southampton. When Southampton were playing West Brom, apparently Wayne watched it, said it wasn't a very exciting game, but West Brom were on top. But in the last 6 minutes, they decided to start playing Southampton, and they got a goal back. So again, they played for the full game. I've got this. Believe it or not, I've gone for a Desmond on this one.
I think Oxford's results of recent times have been out of the ordinary, and at some time that's going to come to an end. That's when Southampton put it together. They murder Oxford, and I think tomorrow they beat Oxford. I'm going to go 3-1 Southampton. I
hope so. I would love that to be the result. Reese?
I've got 2-1 Oxford.
Wow, yeah.
I do. Yes, I think they'll be looking at us thinking, "Oh, God, they're going to be hungry. They're going to be hungry, knowing that we're in the absolute shit, and we'll think, right, let's put these fuckers in the ground right here, right now. Let's go to St Mary's. Yes, St Mary's have been Southampton have been brilliant, but the result is more needed for Oxford, and I think they've got the fight, and I think they've got that little bit of quality to get a 2-1 win. I do. I really think they'll get.
This is where it comes down to confidence, isn't it? Because Oxford are on that roll that we're not.
When you're confident, like we showed when we won the Premier League, you can fucking beat anyone.
Yeah.
When we went to Man City and slaughtered them 3-1, when we went to these big teams and when we went to Man City and beat them 5-2, when you're confident, you can do anything. And we've proved that in the past.
Yeah.
I think the thing is with Southampton, look at the last time they were in this division along with us, when it's needed, they've got a pedigree for it. And I just see Southampton too strong for Oxford on this occasion when they're on the verge of playoffs. And maybe that's wishful thinking on my part, but Oxford won't continue this. They won't. They just won't. They'll start to lose a few games, and I think I'm not saying that they'll lose all of the next load of games, but they'll start to lose games. That's that's.
They've got previous to this. They did this last season as well. They were in the bottom, struggling, and then the last few games of the season they clawed it out of the bag. I know, it's past, and past doesn't define the future.
Who was the manager that did that with Oxford, though?
That was Mr. Rowell.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So
it's just the mentality that these players, these are League One players in the Championship, and this will be their biggest ever paycheck that they'll ever get in their lives. So they're fighting for that money. They've got something to fight for. We've got nothing to fight for.
It's like I said the other day, Reece. Some of these players will retire from football at 35, 36 and have to work until they're 60.
Exactly.
Our players will retire
comfortable.
End of the season, most of them will never have to work a day in their life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference.
Have you got to go soon, Reese?
I've got another 10 minutes.
Well, what we'll do is we'll jump ahead to this because we'll do this before you go.
Yep.
And that is to get your score predictions in. Add yours into the chat, everybody, as well. Right, Clibbo. Head or heart? You can't give me two, but you've got to go with one. What score are you going for tomorrow?
I'm going for a Desmond tomorrow.
Wow. Are you just missing out on his hat trick, eh?
Hat-trick at starts.
Yeah.
I love it when I see the team sheet come out on a Saturday and I go on to WhatsApp and I'm just waiting and I can see you typing away if who's in the team and I think, yeah, I know where this is going. Reese,
I've got 4-1 Watford.
wow, yeah.
I'm being serious, lads. I'm
Yeah,
being
yeah,
serious.
yeah.
Just quickly on the Ayew thing, just before we move on quickly. If he starts tomorrow, that should surely confirm in everyone's mind, the chat, Uncle Clibbo, you, Chris, there is something in his contract that he has to play. Because if you're a player that's not had any touches in the second half, the last game, then that must confirm it in your mind. There is something in his contract saying he has to play a certain amount of games.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that. We'll come on to the team next. Now, Kate went for 1-1 earlier on. Wayne, actually, who did the prediction show with me, he went for 2-2, same as you, Clibbo.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've gone along the lines of a lot of the people in the chat and agreed with Reese, not quite as pitching as Reese, but I have actually gone for a 2-1 to Watford. And I think if we lose to Watford tomorrow, I think we might as well pack up and go home. If the other results go out, go against us.
Well, the problem is that is the attitude that the players have got. And so I would hate to sort of agree with you because I think while it's mathematical, you have to give everything. But what I will say is, in the back of my head, it's telling me that if we don't, I told you this the other day, and I still firmly believe this. Those you put two rows of games up, if you remember, top row, bottom row, and I said if we don't win that first row, nine from 9 for me. We're not showing any intent, and there's no way we win enough games out of that bottom row. No chance. Not on current form. I think the next 3 games are our best opportunity to get 9 points that we're going to get all season, the rest of the season.
I've forgotten about that graphic actually. Right, let's just go through some of the scores that I've just seen your message, Clibbo. What that have been in the chat. Let's have a look here. 2-1 to Leicester, says Ronald. It's now or never. Michael's gone 1-1. Paul's gone 3-1 to Watford. Richard's gone 4-2, so I'm guessing that's to Watford as well. Not a lot of hope for us in the chat. But I want to talk about the team now. I think I read somewhere, guys, during the week, and I could be wrong, but I read somewhere about Rowett has to make a decision now on who his starter is going to be. You cannot have Ayew 1 week, Daka 1 week, Ayew 1 week. He has to go for one. Now, my worry with that is that obviously that one would be Ayew, and I'm gonna say straight away, and that's the wrong way. I'm gonna say straight away that Kate's not gone for Ayew; she's gone for Daka. But before we come, because it's a bit of a different formation here, Ayew against QPR played 60 minutes. No goals, no shots on target, no shots, no assists. His expected assists were 0.00. Chances created 0. Fouls. Is that Clibbo talking? Chances created 0. Fouls committed 0. Fouls won 1.
And that's supposed to be the thing that he's good at, winning fouls.
Yeah. The only thing is that we was half decent. It was his passing accuracy was 80%. But in fairness, he only made 5 fucking passes in 60 minutes, and that's one pass every 10 minutes or 12 minutes. I mean, how that, like you say, I'll say this now. If Ayo does start tomorrow, I think he could be starting for quite a few games. And yes, Reese, I am going to have to agree with you that there will be something fishy, and that it probably would have to be his contract. But do you guys agree? And we'll come to the rest of the team first of all. But do you guys agree that Daka's got to start over Ayew, or would you even start Richards there?
No, I wouldn't start Richards. I don't think this is a game for experimentation. I think Daka does enough. If you play him correctly, he does enough to be a pest, and I think we need to build around that. I'm working in Nottingham tomorrow, so I'll be on the M1 when that team's announced, and I'm telling you now, if that fucking idiot,
you'll get a phone call from me.
Fucking idiot is picked, I'm gonna go fucking nuts. I am, honestly. I'm gonna go fucking nuts. I don't care how many people. Like, there's got to be people out there that like Ayew. There just is, aren't there? There's always a couple of fucking dipshits.
Yeah.
If you are one of those dipshits, tell me to piss off in the comments, because that's great. But piss off. If I see that, I won't have it on. I won't have it on.
1:45, everybody. 1:45. That's the time when the team is announced. That's when I start doing the graphics for the watch along, which will go live at 2. And that's when I'm looking at it. And I've also got another screen open with my messages on. And I'm just sat there half looking, thinking, any minute now, I'm going to get a fucking Ayew message off Clibbo.
Unfortunately, I'll be fucking driving, so I can't.
I'll be reading on the news. Car found in River Trent.
Don't say that.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, he couldn't take Ayew with him. But look, and I've got to say, Reese, please, Gary, Daka is not a defender with the best will in the world. Leave him on the halfway line when it comes to corners. Whatever you're playing out from the back, leave him on that halfway line and for the break, because he's going to take up 2 of their players, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's got that blistering pace that will be a new. We can talk about his finishing and all of that, but we need players. I mean, you look at Oxford players, West Brom players, Portsmouth players. They've got shit strikers, but they're pests up front. They cause absolute mayhem up there. And if you've got a striker that can do that, and you've got the fans behind you, he'll score. He will score. I think he'll score tomorrow if he starts. Daka. And I hope he does. And his last game.
Like I say, why have 11 players back defending a corner? We never used to. And years ago you kept at least one striker, like I say, in the centre circle, ready for the breakaway. And he's got to have 2 up there to be sure of covering the striker, and he has got the pace. Clibbo, she's gone for she's gone for a double pivot this week. She's gone for 4-2-1-3, but as you said, it might not be the game for an experiment. What do you think about that? Before we get into the individual players, what do you think about the idea of going for a double pivot?
I don't really think it. I don't like. I'll be honest with you. I don't like the 4 at the back. So, just for that reason alone, I don't like it, because I don't think we can play it. And I know it was. Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference. That's the problem, Chris. I mean, we could go in depth about it, but I don't think it makes a difference. I would like to see wing backs. Because, and I know Kate said we like to use width, but it's not working. Those wide players are not doing what they're meant to be doing. So for me, eliminate it, because it's not working. We know Thomas is pretty good going forward, and I mean, I would have quite liked to have seen Aluko as a wing back. I think that would have been quite exciting. That way, we can get Lascelles in. Listen, that team isn't going to do any worse than any of the other teams. That's all I will say on the matter. But just going quickly back to what you were saying about Daka sitting just behind a halfway line. If one of my favourite teams to watch in the 80s was the great Liverpool sides, and they used to have a goalkeeper. You'll remember him. I don't know if you remember him, Reece. Bruce Grobbelaar. And
wobbly legs Grobbelaar.
He got the ball and spotted immediately, and he had one hell of an accurate, massive throw, and they would be on the charge straight away, on a break straight away. Now, if a great team like that can do it, why are teams not doing it anymore?
Because it doesn't fit the narrative of modern football.
It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, they were exciting to watch, Liverpool, in them days. Mm-hmm. Really exciting. Yeah. Great wingers.
That's how we won the league.
I mean, look, Stolarczyk in goal, Reece. Bekovic isn't fit. Somebody's just asked in the chat. And talking to goalkeepers, do check this out. Steve Bowser's our fifth choice, I think he is, fifth choice keeper, youth goalkeeper. He's only 20, being interviewed. Like I say, hoping to get him on here as well. We've got to stick with Stolarczyk, haven't we, really? Because Bekovic isn't fit. But that back four, I think he's come out and said he wanted to bring back Lascelles before, when he got fit again, but they were doing okay, the defence. She's gone to drop Aluko, Coley, and kept Nelson. Would you have done that?
Put Lascelles in, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Well, would you have dropped Coley rather than Nelson?
Yes. Coley's a horrific centre. I wouldn't have never put him in. I'd rather have Kevin Gray in there. I really would. I think Coley's one of the worst centre-halves to ever play for this club. He's fucking dreadful. He can't play with his feet. He's tactically naive. His positional play is one of the worst I've ever seen. That's what I mean. But technically, with the ball, shocking. He's cost us numerous amount of goals. So, 100%. Richard's just said there. I think you have to drop. No. I completely disagree with that. He needs a leader alongside him, and for me, he's the best centre back at the club, ability-wise.
I agree.
I'm going to have to. I asked this to Kate earlier. My worry with this is that if Ricardo's going to start, he's going to be captain. We know that. You've got Lascelles, who has got the experience of defender, and he's also been a captain in his time as well. Could it be a case, Clibbo, of too many cooks?
I don't think so, because look, how many people in the entire squad would you say, if you're going old school, has captain DNA? Because Ricardo definitely doesn't. He's like, when you give like token titles like club captain, you can see that, right? He's been loyal, he's been a player, he's won things, etc. You can see that. But on that pitch, if you look back in history to Leicester's captains, they were all people that you won't want a thick ear from, and that's what they need on that pitch. If you made a mistake when Steve Walsh was captain or Matt Elliott was captain, you knew that dirty look would be, if you don't book your ideas up, I'm probably gonna kick your ass up for you when we get off this pitch. And I'm afraid whether those days are gone, that used to work for people. I don't want to see this putting an arm around somebody's shit anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. It's a man. Well, it's not a man's game, but this is a man's sport.
I'm just worried though, Reece, that Ricardo is there as the captain. He should be managing that back line.
He's not, though. He's not a leader.
No, he's not. But if Lascelles starts doing that, is Ricardo going to say, fuck off, that's my job? That's what I'm saying about the too many cooks.
Well, if he does say that, he needs to drop his fucking ego and focus on his performances. Who, in my opinion, he's been the top 2 worst performers of the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ricardo Pereira. So how about you drop your fucking attitude, fucking drop your ego, and how about you focus on keeping this club in the Championship, which could go bust? Because at the end of the day, great club. And let's not beat around the bush. He's never been the best defender. He's never been the best defender. He's never been the best. He had a couple of good seasons when we first signed him in the season after under Rodgers. He was fantastic. He was brilliant. But even in those seasons, he was a bit sus defensively. So he's never been a good defender. He's been great going forward, but shocking defensively sometimes. So if that is the case, Chris, drop your fucking ego and how about work as a fucking team like you should be doing and keep the club in the fucking league or we will go bust.
Yeah, the problem is if you're a captain leading by example and you're out of position for how many goals last season and this season, it's not really, it's a bit like, it's difficult to bollock someone when your performances are shit. I mean, I would never start him again for this club.
Wow.
And be there as a backup for me because he isn't the best right back at this club. Yeah. Unfortunately, and you know, I've told you this before, he is still my favourite player at this club because there's just something in my heart for the guy. Yeah. I love the guy. He is, like you were saying earlier, or Kate was saying, he's a beautifully nice man. And
you don't need that in a captain, do you?
He's not good enough to start. No chance.
I'm going to round it up now because I think, is that your phone that keeps going off, Reece? Is that your girlfriend?
No, that's
I'm upstairs waiting, you know. Oh, Clibbo's phone, is it? Reece's girlfriend saying to you, Clibbo, I'm upstairs waiting. Now, it all comes out now. But we're going to round it up. And Reece, we will, I was going to do it tonight, but we will do it another time then because obviously you're going out about how to, run the shows and what have you.
Yeah, that's fine, mate.
Clibbo, 3 in the middle. Can this work? Winks, Skip, and then James in that sort of number 10?
It's not ideal, if you ask me. But I mean, I understand why she would pick that because it's your 3 best midfielders, and the fact that Rowett would. I mean, it's all right having difficult choices to make because that's what managers are meant to do. But in this situation, you're looking and you think, who do I drop? You're right. Yeah. She was right when she said you cannot drop Skip. Yes. Because a lot of the work that goes forward is because of his endeavour. I personally wouldn't. Personally, I would. I think at this stage you start James and you drop Winks, and when James gets tired, you bring Winks on. I wouldn't play all 3. I think because to get the best out of James, it's not in that position, unfortunately.
Reece, just to end on then, Ramsey could be back from injury. Does he start or not necessarily start, but does he come on or do you go with Musaka? Because I agree with you, Clibbo. I don't think the 3 will work. And I think what you gain from bringing Winks in, you lose more by moving Jordan James out of position, for me. Do you include Ramsey? I mean, I don't know why the hell we've kept paying him and had him on our books, to be honest with you, but there we go.
I mean, I'm not even going to bother talking about Aaron Ramsey. Yeah, he's a good player. He's got good ability, but he's a cart horse. Let's just put it that way. He's a vegetable. Let's just put it that way.
You still sit on that fence there, Reece.
I'm not beating around the bush anymore. No, but fuck off back to Burnley. You just injury prone. I ain't got time for it.
I would never risk him in this side this season ever again.
No, get fucked.
But where's the logic in keeping him?
There is none.
It's probably in his contract that we have to keep him.
Yeah.
But just going on this midfield, there is no balance to that midfield at all. There is no balance to that midfield at all. I think it's lopsided. I think it's just not going to work. Jordan James is not a number 10. Look, Winks has been one of the better performances, but I don't give a shit. I don't want him anywhere near the team. His attitude stinks. And if you're in the trenches and you're in war, you do not want this man alongside you putting tackles in. He will back out of tackles and he'll put himself first before the club. And he's shown that time and time again. Put Jordan James. What I would do is Oliver Skipp has proven he's a better single pivot midfielder. He's proven that. I think he's fantastic at it. Jordan James is like a number 8, making long late runs into the box. And I keep saying this, Jeremy Monga has to play in the number 10. Jeremy Monga has to play in the number 10.
I'd love to see that. I really would.
We all would.
But they haven't got the balls to do it. They haven't got the balls to do it.
If they did it and it didn't work out, we can go and say, fair enough. But, but there we go. Guys, look, I can't keep Reece any longer. He's on a promise. And it's not your birthday, is it?
No, that's not too.
You're not going to get one of those then. Or you might be at the moment. You can't tell. But yeah, guys, thanks very much. If you're in Nottinghamshire tomorrow and it's 1:45, pull over, keep off the roads. Do not go out in your car unless you really have to. And guys, have a good weekend, whatever you do. We'll have a chat next week, I'm sure. Hope, did you say you were going, Reece?
What, tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm a fuck. No.
No. I'll take that as a no then. You say, I'm busy. I'm going shopping with the other half.
I am going shopping. Yeah, I need food.
And Summers. He's on there on Summers. Oh, come on.
You know what? I think Clibbo, this is all, when he accuses you, I think it's all what he wants, really.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you very, very much. Thanks to everybody that's been in the chat. Appreciate it. Join us 2:00 tomorrow for the watch along, pre-match, and then obviously the whole match from 3:00 and the post-match rant afterwards. And thank you to if you were listening via your favourite podcast platform. Thank you very much. Take care, guys. Have a good weekend. Drive carefully. Clibbo, don't do anything silly. And I'll see you, see you tomorrow at 2:00. Good night.
Ta-da.
The Weekend Breakfast Show, 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday with DJ Foz on Dorset's Riviera Radio.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.